How's it going, guys? I'm back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. In today's video, I am in here giving you guys a topic video. Now, I was going to be talking about the Slammy Awards, but I really didn't want to do that whole long video about the Slammy Awards since I mainly talked about it more on Twitter, and since it was such an eventful night, and I really had a great time, and it was almost hard to keep up to on Twitter, and it was definitely a newsworthy event as well. Mostly throughout this entire week so far for WWE week, and I knew it was going to be really awesome going into for this week, but I didn't realize how great it was going to be all honest. And with me, I actually enjoyed the Slammy Awards, and I know it wasn't really about the wrestling, but it was mainly more about just handing out the awards and everything, and having those raw moments and having the surprise returns, which were really cool. And more of the wrestling went into the Super SmackDown, and I thought that was a good show there. And it was definitely one of the better Super SmackDowns that we've seen in a long time. And most of them with the Super SmackDown Live specials, we don't really get that great of a show, and it's just there and random. So if we can get more of that, then I'm definitely all on board for it. And maybe we'll get another commercial-free episode of SmackDown or Raw, and that was the first one, I believe, since around like 2010. Around there, since when we had Donald Trump being the special guest for the night for Monday Night Raw, and then that Raw was commercial free. So that was the first time for a very long time that we did get to see that, and I thought that was pretty interesting there. And I know I did see actually some reviews on Raw and how everyone else felt about it and everything, and I can understand some people on how they might have not liked the show, but to me, I thought it was a good show, and it was just getting ready for the Royal Rumble and for the road to WrestleMania, which I thought was really awesome. And with the returns that we did get to see on the Slammy Awards, and we did get to see the return of the Boogeyman, which is really fucking awesome. I used to be a huge fan of the Boogeyman, and I never thought he would ever make his return. And usually we see the usual people like Ron Simmons and guys like that make their return and everything here and there. So we get to see them pretty regularly, I guess, if you want to call it that way, even though it's not that regularly. But seeing the Boogeyman being able to make his return and also interrupt Booker T, especially when he was able to announce an award and everything, and then the interaction with those two was awesome. And I know they also had a feud too a while ago, a few years ago, so that was like around 2005, I believe, I think it is. So that feud, wasn't too bad, and Boogeyman, I thought he wasn't that bad of a wrestler too. So even before then, I was wondering too when the Boogeyman maybe might make a return. Didn't really see it all that much, so it didn't really bother me. And I was wondering what he was up to, and last I heard he was doing the indie scene and everything, and I think he had like an illness a long time ago, so obviously he is definitely better from that. So if I'm not mistaken with that, I think that's what he had a while ago, and he was able to be cleared and do other independent wrestling stuff and everything. So having him come back was really cool. Not really too sure if he's going to be coming back for any other special appearances. I thought he was going to actually be wrestling on Raw, but he wasn't. He was just there just to get that little surprise factor in there, and that was really awesome. So definitely one of the many cool surprises that we did get to see at the Slammy Awards. Also, as well, we got to see the return of Ric Flair. That was really awesome. Definitely something epic, and I have been wanting to have a Ric Flair return in a long time. Didn't know when it was going to happen, and the WWE kind of has been, in a way, hinting towards it. At least I thought anyway, and we actually did get that, and with that little soundbite right before he was actually going to come out and actually do a promo and everything, and be able to announce for an award. He did, so I wasn't too sure a little bit if he was going to be actually there, but when he came out, I marked the fuck out, and that was really cool. So it looks like he's definitely not going to be wrestling. I really don't want to see that, since we've seen Ric Flair wrestle enough. So to me, I think he should really be like a general manager for Monday Night Raw and get Vicky Guerrero the hell out of there. And I don't really like her at all too as general manager, and I never really did. I really preferred her as a regular manager than general manager. Her on SmackDown, I guess that was a little bit better, but on Raw, I really don't think it's needed. So I'm sure maybe we'll have AJ Lee come in and maybe try and come back and get a job back, since he's now with Dolph Ziggler, and now Dolph and Vicky are definitely not together, and now we got Dolph and AJ. Don't really know what to really think about that just yet, so that pairing was definitely something interesting. And since last time they were actually arguing and all this shit, and now they're actually together, so we'll see how that goes. It probably won't be maybe lasting that long whatsoever, probably maybe a few months, but we'll see with that. And also the Shield was able to attack Ric Flair, and we had that little beatdown like we've been seeing lately with the other superstars. So that's what we did get to see there. We had Daniel Bryan and Kane trying to help him out, and they did. So that was really cool. Maybe we will get to see him back again. Maybe he'll get more involved in everything. So I really enjoyed that, and definitely one of my favorite returns, definitely as well. And all the returns that we did get to see were one of my favorites, and the favorites of the night. So it was still an enjoyable night. Also, we had Tommy Dreamer returning. That one was definitely unexpected too. I never thought Tommy Dreamer would come back, and I know he's definitely doing a promotion now, kind of like his own. Well, I wouldn't really call it. I guess you can call it like an indie promotion of House of Hardcore. That's actually where it is in Poughkeepsie right now, and I never really actually been to it. I was almost going to go to it, but when I was thinking about going to it, I was actually going to be leaving. So it is in my hometown over there, and I would have loved to gone to House of Hardcore and to see those guys like Edge and everyone else make their return and actually work some matches and everything. And it was really cool to have that. And even though of course Edge didn't wrestle a match, but he just did a promo, I would have loved to see that, but I'll probably pick it up on DVD, and I know there's going to be DVDs on it, so not that really worried about it, and it's always going to be there. So maybe by the next time when I go back home up that way in New York, so maybe I'll get to go there. But anyway, for Tommy Dreamer's return, it was really cool, and maybe we'll get to see him as well come back and maybe actually wrestle, maybe work a feud. I think that would be kind of cool with CM Punk. It doesn't have to be a long one. It could be just for 1 month and for a pay-per-view, and to see how they're going to be able to interact, especially with him, and as well put him in there in the mix and everything. I think that would be pretty interesting to see actually Tommy Dreamer be on the main roster for a little while. And I've been hearing the rumors about former wrestlers probably even coming back, so to have someone like a Tommy Dreamer come back, I think that would be interesting, and I think that would actually be a good match between us two. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that possible feud. Do you think it should happen? Do you think Tommy Dreamer should actually come back and wrestle a match, or do you think that was enough what we did get to see and that'd be it? So those are just basically mainly all the stuff that we did get to see, and some of the awards that were handed out. Some of them I did agree on, some of them I didn't really care for, like the Superstar of the Year with that one. That one, could have been definitely more towards CM Punk, since John Cena has been losing throughout this whole entire year, ever since WrestleMania, after losing to The Rock and everything. And even though that was a great match, and he has been having good to great matches, of course, especially too lately. It hasn't really been that great of a year, so I really don't think he did deserve that. I thought it should have been more towards CM Punk, but that's just me. But other than that, for the most part, I did agree for the awards. Like the match of the year, I really was undecided about that, and we really did have a hell of a lot of crazy and good to great matches for match of the year, and that went to Triple H and The Undertaker. Definitely going to be rewatching that, and a match that I will definitely be rewatching for a long time. So I can't go wrong with that, and that was really cool, and they definitely deserved it. And we are definitely not going to be seeing the last of The Undertaker, as Triple H was also able to return. So maybe The Undertaker will probably make a return at the Royal Rumble, and then set up a feud for whoever he's going to be feuding with going into WrestleMania. That would be pretty cool. So it's kind of hard to tell what's going to be coming from The Undertaker when he does return officially. Now, another thing that I did want to get to, and this is basically the last two topics that I will be talking about, and there is a guy that I've been wanting to talk about for kind of a little bit, since he hasn't really been around all that much, and he's only been around for, I want to say, maybe a good couple of months, and that's why I'm talking about former referee Brad Maddox. And I've been kind of getting a little bit behind him and kind of been a little bit of a fan of him, but I don't really know what to think of him just yet. Haven't really seen much of his wrestling skills, since I do have this in mind, and I have seen this too, that he has been a wrestler before and able to face Ryback, and I think it was one of the training camps for WWE. I think it was for FCW a while ago. So that was before both of those two were able to be brought into the main roster. So don't really know exactly with Brad Maddox and what to think of him as of right now, but to me, I just hope maybe we'll get to see him wrestle more, and he is slightly doing that. And once he does that, and then once he progresses a lot more, so far, I'm in the middle, not really too sure about it, but kind of getting there. So we'll see what's going to be happening with him. So not really all that much to say about him, but I just wanted to give some brief thoughts about how I feel about Brad Maddox. And also with another, well, I guess for me it's kind of like a return, since I haven't seen this guy, but it was a debut of Langston. Most of you like to refer him as Ryback, so don't really see it, kind of see it in some comparisons, but I just don't really care for really calling him Ryback. And since I've seen him actually wrestle before too and everything, and I know it's going to take some time to actually get used to him, so to me I think he's pretty good, and I thought that was actually not that bad bringing him into the main roster, so I wasn't expecting that at all. It looks like he's going to be working a feud with John Cena now and everything, so I guess that can be alright. And working a feud right away with John Cena, not too really sure about it, but I guess it could surprise us, and this might be going for Elimination Chambers. So Biggie Langston isn't that bad, and I'm kind of looking forward to see what's going to be in the future with him and what the future plans are, and I think we're going to be seeing an interesting career out of him. And I understand he's the NXT champion right now, so that's really awesome, and I'm not really too sure if he's going to still be able to hold it or not. So I haven't really been watching or keeping up much of with NXT, since the website I've been watching it isn't really giving it there, and I don't have Hulu Plus, which really sucks and everything. But maybe sometime at some point I will be able to maybe try and keep up with it, since I think WWE should definitely bring up NXT again and bring it on TV. Maybe bring it on a Tuesday night or something like that, or even on the weekend. I think that would be interesting to bring it on TV. And if they're still going to be doing the WWE Network, maybe we'll get it there, if that's going to be still around, since I haven't really heard all that much about it. But that would be really cool to even bring it there. There's always a chance for that. So anyway, that is about it, and that is definitely has been with all the returns and all the stuff that I really want to talk about, and that has been happening for WWE Week. A lot of great shit that definitely was happening. So it was a great week. I didn't really expect it to be this good and have it be that newsworthy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I thought this would be better for a topic video, and then just having it be about the Slammy Awards official review. I decided to talk about a couple of other things besides just the Slammys and everything. So anyway, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on everything that I did talk about, and feel free if you want to leave a video response. And that'll be it for this video, and hopefully you guys will have a great Christmas. I might come back with a video that week, I'm not really too sure, and depending on what I'm going to be really getting for Christmas, I might get some DVDs, so I might do update video of what DVDs that I got for Christmas that are wrestling related. If not, then we'll have to wait until the next update video. So I am still looking to probably get the Survivor Series 2012 DVD, since that recently came out this week. So I will definitely be on the lookout and trying to get that. So anyway, that about does it for me. Of course, go follow me on Twitter at DavidRivera1989. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Merry Christmas, guys. See ya.